Welcome to another new episode of Syntax with your hosts, Mac
The
McKnight
sun doesn't come up at a reasonable hour anymore.
and Kermit Bollier.
There's got to be like ASCAP for alcoholics.
This is Syntax.
Recording in progress.
She's pretty wistful in the thinking parts, isn't she? Like there's progress being made.
Yeah, I know, right? It should say recording occurring. It's all I can
Right,
ask
yeah.
Or I don't know why I'm recording. That's what it
watch
should say.
yourselves.
Yeah.
Careful what you say. Hey,
Hey,
do you want to buy extended policy on your vehicle?
well, luckily
Recording in progress.
I've had the opportunity to do that every day for the last 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, what happened to the laws they're putting in place to deal with the robocallers? I thought that was supposed to be a thing that got better, not worse.
Oh, it did get better. You didn't hear about that?
Well, the robocallers are doing much better than they were before.
Right. So what they wound up doing is there was so many robocallers that called the politicians to let them know that they didn't want robocallers to stop calling and that they wouldn't stop calling the politicians, that they just totally carpeted it.
So it's going well.
Yeah, that's democracy.
Yeah. That's how
It
it
worked.
feels.
Yeah. Wow, I got like 4 people saying welcome back.
Nice. You poplar.
Feel a little okie dokie. Yeah. Let's see. We've talked about exercise. We've talked about microphones. We haven't talked much about cameras, but you haven't launched any of the video of this.
Correct.
Which, speaking of which,
yeah.
for anybody that's interested in becoming a Patreon of our fun little repertoire here of audio files, go ahead and Mac, why don't you drop on then some information about maybe possibly having a patronage page here at some point, and maybe explicitly those folks can get the videos, huh?
Yeah, it's actually a thing in progress.
Okay.
I've been setting up the Patreon account, including merch. But
Who the hell's Merch?
you haven't met Merch yet?
No.
Oh man, Merch is fantastic.
Wait. Is he the one that answers the door?
No, that's
No.
Lurch. Very similar. I'm off to a stellar start. I've already logged in to Patreon with the wrong account, so that's going well.
Stellar star.
Yeah.
Call you Elon. Eons of Elon. Hey, Captain Kirk went to space.
I saw that. Did you see the post that him holding up the cue card that says like "F you Picard" or something like that? That is pretty funny.
Well, I think we all feel that way, don't we? I mean, I'm not really a huge Trekkie or anything like that, but if I did have to pick a Star Trek series, and I don't think it's age defined because Star Trek was well beyond before my time, I would definitely go Kirk before I go Picard personally.
You think?
That's just me. Yeah. You can't mess with the original. Okay. Freddy Krueger. It's October. We can talk about that type of thing. The original England Freddy Krueger kicks the living you know what's out of the new guy that played it last time, and I bet he still could. And that guy's like 74 years old.
So has anybody done a remake that's better than the original?
No, but the remake they did do. Am I overdriving my mic?
It's highly unlikely.
All right, the remake they did do. They 80% of the scenes were almost cut for cut exactly like the first movie. I actually just rewatched Nightmare on Elm Street this weekend. I forced the wife to.
The OG ones?
So fun fact on that, because I always like to look up information. That movie was filmed, and if you haven't seen it, I suggest anybody go watch that movie, especially
for sure
genre. So
yeah,
I wish I could have a poster in my home theater, but I can't. Just like your Drag Me to Hell poster, I can't have that poster either. So my kids need to grow the hell up so I can have good posters instead of Hotel Transylvania and Minions. But Yeah. First world problems. Huh?
Wow.
Yeah. So that movie was filmed with a $1.1 million budget. It netted $57 million in the movie theaters.
I heard on the news this morning they've been doing, because it is right around Halloween, they've been doing a lot of the like historical stuff, and they did Rocky Horror Picture Show this morning. They were talking about how the original uh theatrical adaptation to movie, and then that they had same thing, they had this super low budget,
Mm.
and it was mocked and shamed. It's been the longest running film of all time, and it's grossed like 100 and something $1 million since its inception. Some out of control thing. Like, it really has been. It's another one of those classics that you just can't kill.
Well, that's a whole nother genre though. That one in particular is a cult classic.
For sure.
Basically, hey, let's film a movie with $1,000, not necessarily 1,000, but and it just basically, and I think that I don't know what the actual definition of a cult classic is, but I believe the gist of it all is a low budget film that gets filmed that doesn't necessarily blow the box office out of the water, but a decade later, 2 decades later, three, in this case, 3 decades later, four, it,
Oh yeah, it's
yeah,
1975.
yeah. So it basically it gets more and more traction as time goes on, which is just really weird because you'd think it'd be completely out of date, but maybe the producers, the writers, anything like that were just too far forward. And in that particular movie, I mean, I don't even recall ever watching that movie, but I have kind of a basis as what it's about. And I'm not really all that interested in it, but does seem like it could have been maybe a decade or two early.
It was definitely ahead of its time. I have actually watched it. I have the Rocky Horror Picture soundtrack on vinyl. Still currently to this day in my possession.
Scratch it.
So
Wick,
no, I will. It never made it to the DJ tables.
you know, put a slip pad underneath it. And
No, all the V-shaped needles still didn't give me enough confidence to take it out of the sleeve and ruin it.
right.
But I also have like Tool I have Opiate on vinyl too. So I mean, it could, I really almost all over the range.
I don't think you should be telling everybody about the opiates you have.
Yes, I have the Tool Opiates, the most dangerous of them all.
Huh. I unfortunately am not very good pack rat. Actually, I might have absolutely nothing from my youth.
You can't think of anything that you've had like over an extended period of time. Is there anything that's made it with you for 3 moves, like besides your wife?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Was it good?
It's my original Xbox.
Like the black with the green
Yeah.
logo. Yep. Mine made it through quite a few moves, but it hasn't made it the last few.
Oh, mine's modded as hell.
Yeah.
And I think it has a huge 30 gig hard drive in it.
Did you say huge and 30 gig in the same sentence?
I sure did.
Nice.
Because the BIOS or the I think it's a BIOS that's inside of it. That without an additional modded BIOS, because I modded that thing. I went hardcore, double magnifying glass, filed down soldering iron tip with like 36 gauge wire, modded that thing, like microscopic wiring on the back of the board. I'm going to make this work, or I'm going to die trying, type of thing. It's probably, if I wasn't afraid of breaking it, I'd probably open it up and look at that again, because I probably can't see the traces. There anybody that's ever modded an Xbox is probably a really small audience at this point, but there's a pin on the back of the board, maybe on the front of the board. There's one on the front of the board, but it's called DO, and DO is like, I'd say a pinhead, but it's more like the pinprick. It's the smallest point you could think of soldering. I mean, reasonably by hand. It was crazy, but that was fun. I still have the Xbox, and it does have an extremely huge 30 gigabyte hard drive in it and a ton of games.
Nice.
Yep.
That's the one thing that's made it through.
Everything else, I mean, my mind first goes to electronics and things like that. So,
Yep.
We're talking getting old here, man. We're talking 25 years plus of stuff. So I mean, that original Xbox is from 1999,
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yep.
somewhere around there.
Yep, that's about right.
So that thing's 22 years old.
Yeah. No, I don't. I can't say that I have anything that I've had around for that length of time.
I think of the funny things like, clothing. I
Yeah.
don't think I have clothing that's that old. I probably, if I digged really hard, I could probably find some wool socks or something. Maybe
Just
some camping gear somewheres.
yeah, just the random thing that you have that you don't even know you have.
Right. That you totally forgot.
Yep.
So, hey, I mentioned on the sly one of our friends, a coworker friend. I guess it all blends, and he was really psyched. He listens to these episodes all the time. He'll just be psyched to hear that I'm talking about him again. But he really liked my joke about the Audi and the deer.
Yeah, so did my son. This seems to be a running theme. People are really, really entertained by your sense of humor.
Yeah. Well, something will happen to me eventually, and you can make fun of me. You know what they say when it rains, it hails. On a BMW.
No, I didn't even see it coming. It was so good. Man, give me a minute.
Just sell it.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
We've talked about a few different things, exercise, and we kind of go back and forth on that particular topic, and we talk about our childhoods and things like that. Our kids, both of us have. Well, I have my son who's turning 11 this week, and you have a daughter that's turning 7.
7.
Yeah, and yours is like tomorrow, and mine's the day after, which is weird. I never realized that there was this closeness in their birthdays, but I guess we don't talk about our kids' birthdays enough. But anyways, we got soccer going on with the kids and things like that, and I just this whole COVID thing with the soccer thing and all those things mixed in, it's been a pretty wild ride this year. How about for you?
It's been a weird year, and 2 years. It's been a weird time to be alive. I don't know. I'm feeling the fatigue, and it comes in waves. And there was a period of time last year where I was like, okay, what if we just shut the world down so we can be done?
They did
and that didn't really happen or come to full fruition. And then I get to the point again where it was a couple months ago, and they're like, cases were starting to spike, and I was like, here we go again. And just that thought alone was enough to it's weighs you right down. It's brutal. I'm tired. I miss, I don't know. I miss the old way of things in some regards, and in other ways I find myself going, I don't have the energy to do that thing that I used to do on a regular basis.
That's old age.
It's completely possible.
So we're kind of getting to the point right now with all of that we are starting to forget how things used to be. I think.
Yep.
I am.
Yep.
The wife and I are talking about we haven't gone out to eat very much at all. Not that we ever did. We're not a big go out to eat. We're more of a cook at home, and my wife enjoys my cooking and stuff. But we were this past weekend we were thinking about going out to eat, and my wife's like, "Do you really want to go out to eat?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And she's like, "Well, it's been so long." And I was like, "Okay." And long and short of the whole thing, we didn't. But things have definitely changed, and there's a lot of things that we used to do that we haven't in a long time.
Yeah. I find that I don't know how to interact as much as I used to, and I don't know if it's related. People are irrationally rude. There's no common decency left. It seems like everyone is just super, very much into their own thing, and anything else is just, they could not care. We took the girls to the Halloween store yesterday to go shopping for just random house decorations. Nothing crazy, just they're all hyped up about Halloween and they want to decorate. And we walked into the store, and 3 people said hi and welcome And if there's anything you need, let us know.
Whoa. I don't believe you.
No, I
There were
I
three
was
people
so
working?
yes. Not only was there more than one employee that didn't look like they were on the verge of walking out, but they were courteous and helpful to such an extent that when we left, Eric and I were talking about this, and I was like, is it just me, or does it seem super weird that on a Sunday mid-morning employees were there and nice? Like, that's not a thing you should be taking note of at this point in your life. It should be what I think it used to be was the norm.
Right. I'm not a positive person in general, but this whole thing has kind of turned me into a positive because I think everybody else has come down to my level of positivity. So now I'm able to start, like, it's not such a hard thing for me to work my way up and be more positive than most people. So I kind of appreciate that. But one of the things that I super appreciate and I'm super positive about is anybody that gets off their rear end and actually goes to work these days. I literally, a lot of people think that I'm pretty stingy with money. Okay. I don't know if you do or not, but I know there's other people around me that do. And I just got my kitchen measured for new countertops, a new kitchen I'm installing. God help me. And I gave the guy $100 bill as a tip. He was early. He was honest. He didn't waste any time, and he was nice and pleasant. And damn, it was perfect. It was exactly the way it should have been, and what you would expect it to be. But because it's now, it was unexpected, and maybe that in general, not expecting so much from other people and being happy when you get what you get, is slapping us back into reality. Maybe.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. I know, uh, I always feel like I've been a fairly decent tipper, but I also feel at this point it's almost everything, every interaction. I don't want to say that I'm like micro scrutinizing, but it's to the point where I'm like, wow, you did your job well. And you're like maybe hyper aware, not so
Mhm.
much hyper critical, but hyper aware. And yeah, I find myself tipping where 20+% was a standard. That's like for somebody who's doing their job efficiently.
Yep.
I make sure they're well taken care of because they showed up to work, they did their job, they didn't walk out halfway through the night, and they were remotely competent. Congratulations, like 2021, you are setting the pace, and not
Right.
in such a way that like you are setting the pace because no one else can do the job, just because you remember how it used to be, and you, through all of this other nonsense, are still showing up and providing that level of service. Yeah,
Right.
I'll pay for that.
When we were down in Florida a few months, how long ago was that? 2 months, 3 months ago?
July.
Seems like it's really too far away, but close. I still remember it quite well. It was pretty fun. But we double tipped half of the people that we went out to see
Yep.
because
Yep.
we credit card tipped everybody, through our fighting to who was going to pay.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, when somebody wasn't able to pay the bill, I recall that I'm called at least twice, but I remember one specific time when we went to that little tiki bar over in front of the hotel.
Yep.
That was open air. It started downpouring. You remember that
Yep.
place? And the guy that was serving us, we just got drinks, and we tipped him on the card, and I was upset, so I gave the guy another 20. And I didn't care because it just, damn, just thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. You know what it could be? It could just be enough that it's those people who give you a sense of how the world used to be, enough that you have those little glimmers of like, maybe we can find normal again.
Mhm.
It could be just as simple as that.
I
And they, I don't know, they bring just a little bit of light back into the scenario when everything else seems so cumbersome. I don't know,
right.
burdensome.
Without getting too tied up in the whole political conversation about this, I think there's so many things that bypass or have jumped over, leapfrogged, or somehow indirectly have been influenced by COVID, but are affecting our day-to-day lives. Like this whole lack of employees. I have huge issues feeling or thinking or even, and I'm not one to theorize, but where did all the people go? It's not because of COVID. Yeah, maybe you could have 5% of people that are too scared to go out and work. That's great. Maybe you got 5% of people that are sick. Maybe you got another 5, and these numbers are way blown out, by the way.
Sure. Yeah.
Another 5% of people that straight up died. But I would say, and this is just off the cuff, and I'm totally could be crazy. My math not going to work out, so don't even bother telling me it's not working out. But I'd dare to say that we've lost 30 to 40% of our workers, our working population, like right off the map.
Yeah.
Where'd they go?
Well, okay. So there's one demographic.
Is there a party that we didn't get invited to?
There's one demographic that you have to account for. That is something that you've probably had to contend with, and I've had to contend with, and I know my wife contends with on a daily basis, is the balance of childcare. For some people, staying home made more sense than going to work at all.
Right.
I don't know where the hell else everybody else went.
Yeah, stand by real quick.
Okay.
Hey, hate to barge in, but I want to go ahead and remind you to subscribe to the Syntax Podcast. If you enjoy our content and like knowing what we're thinking about, if you hit subscribe, you'll be the first to know when we drop new content. On top of that, we're now available on Spotify, Google, and Alexa. Hey, Alexa, play the Syntax Podcast.
On second thought, it's not important. The last part of the conversation, I just cut to the end. I was like, oh, I'll see what the splice was. And it was talking about anonymity. So guessing it's not really important.
My anonymity.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, did you see my message about gas prices?
I saw that you sent me a message, and I was putting the girls to bed, and I was separated from my phone. So let's see. Survey says 376. Surprisingly, I've seen worse.
Pretty high.
Yeah. But what are you gonna do? I bet it's stuck on a container ship like everything else.
No, it's a different type of container ship.
I know. I just feel like since the world is using that for the ongoing excuse for everything, that has to be where it is.
Speaking of that, if any of our listeners would like to buy a "Cause of COVID" t-shirt, hit us up at
Cause of COVID. Oh shit. I like it. I like you representing the basement today.
Like I said, I'm standing just because I don't want to clean up my whole. Actually, trying to get something done with my my other thing.
I was saying your other thing is logoed.
Oh,
on your obes.
Yeah, let me.
That's good free advertising.
There you go.
If you don't mind it being behind a paywall.
I used this the other day. Or
you're behind your own logo. There you go. What am I looking at? I see a USB. I see volt.
Yeah,
meter, power supply.
I bought this. Yeah, it's a adjustable volt and current power supply with coarse and fine tuning. Works pretty good.
I have one of those.
Yeah,
right there.
Where?
Right there.
That looks like a multimeter. I mean, that looks like a soldering station.
It is. It's a rework station, so it's got everything on it. I like it.
Yep,
it's cool.
This one's separate. I used it.
Nice.
Once.
Well, that's a start.
Right. Gas prices are crazy.
Yeah.
And I was looking because we started using heat. I don't know what you're doing in your house. I don't know if you guys are just doing lots of hugsies or something to stay warm, but
yeah, we cuddle our way through it.
Nice.
Yeah, we're very aggressive through winter here.
Yep.
Extreme cuddling.
We're affectionate warmers. I'm a hoodie and a hoodie.
Yep.
Anyways, I was looking at oil prices and heating oil prices, and those are like $3 a gallon right now too, which is really early in the season for them to be that high. Usually right now it's like $1.89, so they can get everybody to fill up.
Yep.
And then it goes up to like $2.50, and then by the time you get to like the end of December, it's $3. So we're like $1.50 ahead of the game right now. So I estimate by the time we get to the middle of this S storm.
4.5.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really loving my heat pumps right now.
Yeah, no, it's a great time to be alive.
Because that's what actually made me look at it, because I was looking at my chart because I can monitor my power. And I saw that, of course, I kind of have a gaping hole in the side of my kitchen, but I use like $3 of electricity for my heat pumps alone.
That's pretty good.
Well, and then I was like, well, okay, well, how much oil would I have used? And I did some research on that, and it turns out it'd be like maybe 2 gallons of oil. So it actually would have been like $6. So,
well, wouldn't it just been $6 because you still need electricity to run your oil furnace? So
Yeah.
you still have electricity.
$6.35.
I don't know. I mean, I think your power consumption on that's still going to be pretty high.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a 220 circuit, right? So
no,
got to be some current, or was it a 110? You got a 110 furnace?
Yep.
Cool. All right.
With 5 zones, little pumpies on them.
Nice.
Yeah, I got the Twilight Zone. Do.
I had something clever to say, and then I immediately forgot what it was. So disregard.
So clever, you forgot.
Yep, that's how I get sometimes. I outsmart myself. That'll teach me.
We got like 15 t-shirts. I mean, so clever, I forgot. I outsmart myself because of COVID. Really think we need to get a store up.
I know. We did speak earlier
TM
about,
on all that.
Yeah, I know. We did speak earlier on the whole getting the Patreon store finished, which I have not done since will essentially be the beginning of this episode. So it feels less non-productive.
I can see a whole range of cozy gear. Okay, so all right, I got this. Oil prices are we're in North America. We're in the northern portions of North America. Oil prices are going through the roof, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because of COVID, oil prices through the roof. So what better? And so many people are, what would they call it? The mass people quitting their effing jobs because they're lazy. They don't call it that, but I'm calling it that. So cozy lounge gear because of COVID on it. You know,
Nice.
like sweatshirts, sweatpants, maybe some heavy duty socks, or knit cap because of COVID. Knit cap.
Oh yeah, those are stylish. I don't think the knit cap ever really goes out of style.
That is I like a zippered hoodie.
Because of the convenience of having a zipper, or you just have some weird zipping fetish that you want to talk about?
It's not a fetish, but zippers are cool. You can make music with a zipper.
That's it. You just want to have an instrument at your chest at all times.
Zipper ranks right up there with wash tub banjo, not steel drum, joint compound bucket drum.
Yeah,
and the zipper. Zip, zip, zip. You could have a whole freaking band from Louisiana to northern Maine.
You could have 3 really annoying people standing near each other.
Sounds like life. Actually,
yeah.
that's me with my good and bad side. Annoying people standing next to each other.
Life is a zipper band.
Well, because of COVID.
Because of COVID.
Well, you know, I was gonna buy this rocking bass guitar, but I couldn't get it. You know why?
COVID.
Because of COVID.
Nah, that's fair.
Yeah.
What does a rocking bass guitar do?
It makes really low boom tones.
Well, that would be what a normal bass guitar does. But what makes this one a rocking one?
The person that can't deal with life rocking back and forth as they play it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
That makes
Especially
more
when
sense.
they don't know how to play bass guitar. I can play the zipper though.
I believe that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't believe.
Dude, if I see any of those little tear off.
Hold on. I'm going to get a zipper. I'm going to do Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah. If I could find any of those little tear off slips on a telephone pole for auditions, I will get that information to you post haste.
And if it's like a Zoom or whatever, I'd be more than happy to actually do it.
A Zoom audition.
Record it and do it zippered.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
You think the file would be large enough that you'd have to zip it?
You know what they say? It's okay with YKK.
Is that what they say?
Yep. If you don't like it, you can zip your lip.
Who is this they you speak of? Because this is not something that I hear often.
Them, the others, them all.
Yes.
Lots of Z's in there. Them, the mothers, them all.
Yes,
These
all
are Zima.
yes, the well-known Z words.
Right. Something different. So, anyways, driving back, I saw a full-size moose in the back of a Chevy pickup truck, but it wasn't like a full size. It was like a half ton.
The moose or this pickup truck?
Well, that's the joke of the whole thing, is the pickup truck was like a half ton and the moose was about a half ton. So it was hurting. I mean, the brother of that same truck was behind it because obviously the guys had gone hunting together.
Right.
And looking at the rear end of one truck, it was normal. You could see a space between the rear wheels and the wheel wells. And, it was a good like 6-8 inches of clearance in there. And then the other one, it was almost skimming. So that little bastard must have weighed, I don't know, 800-900 pounds. He was up there.
Nice.
Yeah. And he had a big Audi emblem across his forehead.
See, I knew there was some lead into a shitty Audi joke and I couldn't figure out what it was.
Well, you can feel good because he's up north and it wasn't your Audi. It was a moose. So
I know. Yeah. I beat the entire family to a good one this weekend because
all I heard is I beat the entire family.
I did. So there was a deer that had eaten my wife's vegetable garden. She had started like a little jalapeno vegetable garden. I was very excited for the outcome.
Weekend?
No, this weekend it was a topic of discussion. She started the garden in like February or something. And she was talking about how she had finally gotten something to grow and she was very excited and they were really taking off and that a deer ate it. And I said, don't worry. Took care of that deer. To a blank room, no response.
Really?
And they're like,
they didn't get it.
They're like, with what? What are you talking about? I'm like, I took care of it with my Audi. And they're like, oh, I don't know. I thought the delivery was on point, but
I thought it was pretty good.
I thought it was too, but I said I'd just beat everybody to the punch at least because I figured they were just they had worked together to come up with another way to give me a hard time about this, but nope.
Well, while you're telling me this one, I'm trying to think of another joke to say, and I think I got one. So I contacted the Have a Heart folks, the ones that make those live traps.
Yeah.
Because I got hostas and the deer keep eating them, but I haven't got my trap yet. But as soon as I get it, you'll be the first to know. I'm gonna live release them over by your house.
Thank you.
Down the road a bit.
That's greatly appreciated. You're a humanitarian.
Yeah, except for those damn mice. Did I tell you about that mouse? So, where was it? All right, I'm gonna get yelled at, but whatever. So there was we have one of those. This was this summer, and it's mice, so I don't regret it. We got one of those tubs by the pool that you put like all the pool stuff in for the kids, because they don't actually put the stuff in, so you put it in there.
Yep. And
there were mice in there. We went in there, and there were mice in there. So pull all the stuff out, and there was mice jumping around trying to get out. So I was like, all right, how the hell do I get mice shot back? They didn't get hurt at all. They got sucked up because I got a filter on it. So they probably had the ride of their lives. There were 3 mice. And I was like, all right, now what do? I have mice in a shot back. So I have that little marshy pond across the way from my driveway, on the other side. And I was like, I don't know if mice can swim or not, but that's where they're going. They're going on the other side over there. So I upped and tossed the mice towards the pond. They can swim first. Not really good, but they can swim. But you know what they can't do?
Fly.
Fend off a frog.
Frogs
are eating the mice.
The whole time you were telling this story, I was secretly hoping that you got to the point where you put the vacuum cleaner in reverse. Man, I was on the edge of my chair waiting for it to end with, so then if you just put the hose on the other side and put it in reverse.
Wow. Yeah. It wouldn't have done it, but that would have been that physically wouldn't have happened, at least with my shot vac, but that does give me an idea of that rocket launcher thing that I have for my son's birthday that I always use.
Yeah, potato gun.
Well, that's pretty much.
Yeah.
My pneumatic as opposed to explosion based.
That's fair.
Yeah, we could yeah, does PETA care about mice?
I think so. I think PETA cares about everything. I sucked a mouse up with my tractor this summer.
Yeah, that just happens though by mistake.
Yeah.
This was on purpose. It was like I couldn't think of a better way to get mice out of one of those big bins. I mean, it was solid on 5 sides. What would you do? I mean, I'm not gonna go grab a grub and start chasing them around with my hands.
Yeah, it's overrated. So
Yeah.
So the mice were being attacked by the frogs.
Yeah, well, I know one for sure did not make it because its complete head was in the frog's mouth, and the frog went underwater, and I never see him come back up. I'm pretty sure that frog can hold his breath a lot longer than that mouse could. So it turns, and when I say frog, probably toad. When I say mice, I mean field mice. So small mouse, big frog, no bueno for the mouse. So if that happens again, with the risk of somebody getting really upset with me, I might have to videotape it because I don't know that anybody would believe me when I tell them that a frog will eat a mouse.
I did not know this.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
Wow.
I don't know if I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't have done it if I knew it was going to happen. But now that I know it's going to happen, I want to record it. So, what's new?
Still tired. So that didn't change. Yeah. We had an action-packed kid birthday weekend.
Me too.
Yep. Those are thanks for clarifying.
Somebody might not know.
Yeah, those are still a pile of work and incredibly exhausting, but I think it was worth it. I think it was time well spent at the end. It was the closest thing to actually, you know what? It was a mixed bag because on one hand, it was the closest thing to normal I feel it's happened in a few years. And on the other hand, it was incredibly awkward because there were people and I haven't been around people in a long time. We were outside, we're following all the rules, but it was still just, I don't know. It's weird.
People?
Yeah, people. You remember those?
No.
Oh, so
I feel like I'm missing out.
Right. If you were to go look in a mirror, you would see yourself. There are other versions of you, male, female, big, small, and all variations alike. And they're everywhere.
Sounds scary.
Yeah, I know. So those are people. They still are a thing. But we had some of the people at the house this weekend, and it was good. I think it was good for the girls, and I think it's good for everybody because it was the first chance that we really have done anything since we moved here. But it just felt weird when you haven't really been around people for 2 years. It's just right. It's weird. But I guess that was pretty much that. It was a good time. I think she had fun. So
all that matters, right?
Yep.
Friends from school or
Yep. Kids from her class. And then parents, but all the parents were really nice. So that was good. Every once in a while you get like the random, kid or parent who just doesn't really mesh with anybody, but that was not an issue. So it was nice.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
True story. Sorry about that.
Well, no, I'm just, when you said the random parent that doesn't mesh, I wasn't there.
Yeah.
So,
well, you have plenty of opportunities to not mesh with the world. So,
well, we finally gotten to the point where our son is old enough that the parents don't stick around.
Yeah.
They actually drive by at about 55 miles per hour, kick the kid out the door and keep going. What that looks like.
Yeah. It's really hard on your road. your road doesn't have a lot of running room.
Well, I got that big end of my driveway so they can pull a Yui.
Nice.
I got to be honest, they're doing 55 up the road. By the time they pull that Yui around, they're only going 30. So the kids are okay.
Yeah. They're young. Their bones are still pliable.
Flexible.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Built character.
Yeah. Rub some dirt on it. Walk it off.
Right.
Yeah. It's pretty much it that's happened as far as things in life that have occurred. How did your birthday party fiasco weekend go?
Well, let me start off by saying that my son's birthday started on Monday. That's when he had his birthday cake. That's when we sang him happy birthday. That's when we gave him our presents. Then stuff happened and he had other things going on. So then we went out to eat for his birthday dinner to Texas Roadhouse because that's where he wanted to go on another day during the week. So birthday expanded to 2 days. And then on Saturday, he had his birthday party. So we extended his birthday out to 3 days, which all amongst all that, required planning, setting up and getting ready, and me cleaning the whole damn garage. Because it's not like I have, anything else going on, and, there's nothing in the garage. So got that going for us. But we had pretty decent fun. Like I said, the parents drove by at about 300 miles per hour and just dropped the kids off, kicked them out the door. We had one kid do a face plant, but frankly, I think he deserved it. So,
there's always one, isn't there?
Yeah, there's always one. They did a pinata. No one got hit, so that's a plus. We did. Oh yeah. There were, how many kids were there? There were seven kids plus ours. So 9 kids total. They ate 6 pizzas, which I was kind of surprised about.
That's a lot of pizzas.
Yeah, 6 pizzas, 9 kids. Yeah.
That's aggressive.
Yeah, they're pretty aggressive. I mean, my world famous vampire blood, and popped a couple dad jokes about how many vampires I had to squeeze to get it all out.
Nice.
Because it does take, it's a couple gallons there. So
the older I get, the more I really appreciate good dad jokes. Oh man.
Yeah.
Dad jokes are my jam.
You got to come up with them in a whim too. You can't see, here's the thing that people don't realize that no one gets credit for is you can't reuse dad jokes.
Agreed.
They got to be off the cuff.
Yep.
They got to be corny.
Yep.
And they got to be timely.
Yep. Yeah, they're an underrated skill.
Right.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
There's one thing harder than dad jokes. Dear and outie jokes.
There it is.
Dear outie. Dear outie.
Dear outie.
Yeah, that should be a new sub podcast. We can call it Dear Outie.
Yeah, it's good.
Like Dear Abby.
I got the reference. It's good. Yep.
Dear Outie, I was prancing through the woods one day when all of a sudden
feel better now?
No, really. I've been driving for 11 hours today.
Yeah.
Or so. Yeah.
Builds character. I used to call those weekdays.
Yes. Well, here's the fun part is it was raining and cold when I left here.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got about, 4 hours north of here, it was in the 60s and sunny.
Wow.
And then it was like that until I got about 4 hours north of here. And then it became cold and wet again. So this state's inverted currently.
Cool. Well,
yeah.
I guess that's one of the first signs of the apocalypse, right?
Is it the first or the second?
I
thought toads eating mice was the first.
You should have warned us.
Yeah,
I was not aware. If this has already happened.
Yeah, well, it's locust, mice, all those things.
Well, if you see horsemen of the apocalypse, just give me a heads up, would you?
Well, what was it? What do you call the Headless Horseman, the Halloween pumpkin throwing dude? There's a name. I think it's the Headless Horseman now that I'm thinking about it.
Kind of what I was thinking of, but I thought, well, maybe Nick Kerm knows some serious old school folklore that I'm not aware of.
It's called the Headless Horseman.
It is the Headless Horseman.
Yeah. We haven't even touched on Halloween, old Halloween. What, Day of the Dead?
Yep. We did that.
We did?
We did here.
We didn't.
You didn't? You missed out on Day of the Dead?
Isn't Halloween like the 31st Day of the Dead? Or is it like a different day?
No, Day of the Dead is oh man, I'm gonna say something wrong. Let's see. It is a Spanish holiday. It happened several days ago in my house. It is celebration of life. Hold on. I'm gonna Google it because I'm gonna be wrong. Just hold on a second.
I was more implying the white person North American Americanized Halloween, also known AKA as Day of the Dead. Not,
So
not
I
that not that they're the same thing, but
gotcha. So according to Google, Day of the Dead 2021 is Monday, November 1st. So I have no idea what we celebrated in our house.
oh wow.
Um,
So who conned you into that one?
no, this is the wife and the kids. My daughters
Oh,
all
there you
know
go.
that. Yeah. I
Well, that's what you get for that.
I had nothing to do with any of it. But yeah, Day of the Dead, Monday, November 1st. So either we jumped into the future to celebrate something that has not yet occurred, or something else occurred in my house, and I'm not sure what it was.
Did somebody
So
die?
I'm
You can do
sure
a seance,
somewhere. I
right?
mean, people die every 7.5 minutes or whatever. I don't know what the rate is anymore, but
So speaking of those types of things and going back on that Jack Haney thing that we were talking about a couple episodes ago, I
holy
don't know if we made
Christ.
it to the cut or not, but I was thinking about something as I drive because that's all you can do.
Yep.
And it was all right, I got a theory. I'm gonna throw this out.
All right.
And I bet other people have had this theory too, but I'm gonna voice it. There's probably even a name for it. What if, all right, this is really pushing it. I swear I'm not crazy. Not in that way, at least. What if when you die, like say you get in a bad car accident, you go off the road, you get hit by a deer, whatever. And what if when you die in your mental life, that portion of whatever seconds, that little deja vu period goes away, it skips. So you don't even realize it. But in the life that you left, it actually happened. So basically, you jump over it and you continue your life like nothing ever happened. But it did. And you kind of are doing like an omniverse, like new path at that point. What if?
Okay. So in your theory, and I'm gonna try to get my head around it because I think I got derailed a bit, but I'm gonna try.
Okay.
You're essentially a record. And when you die, somebody bumps the table. So then you skip to the next track.
Right.
Is that a do-over?
So you get bumped. Everybody hears the record going get. But to you, it just went boom.
Okay.
So yes, it's a do-over.
So reincarnation.
Instantaneous.
Okay. But does that take you all the way back, like do-over as in all the way back to pre-infancy? Like
No.
You just end
From
up
that point in time. So you don't even know what happened. All right. Say
okay.
right now.
All right, hold on. I forgot to separate physical from metaphysical, so I was still stuck in physical, and that's why I lost track. I'm with you again. I see what you're saying.
So say you were working on your roof.
Yep, and then I fall off.
You
and
fall
then
off
I
your
die.
roof.
Yep.
You die. To
Yep.
your wife, to your kids,
Yep.
to the world,
Dead.
You're dead.
Right.
But
to me,
instantaneously, you're on your roof.
Yep.
And you continue to do your thing and you never fell off.
Sure.
To you and to the world that you're now in at that point in time.
You're stuck roofing. God damn it. That would be the worst.
It's hell.
Yeah. That's
it doesn't
that's
have to be
how
roofing, it can be whatever.
I
know it's
how it goes.
awful Elon Musky, but you get it, right?
Yeah, I'm with you. I see what you're saying.
It's interesting, right?
Yeah.
These are the things I contemplate as I have nothing to contemplate.
Huh. Yeah, I didn't think about any of that today.
Yeah, and then if you think about that, then you roll backwards. Think of how many times that could have already happened to you. Like everybody's had like that time go, holy crap, I can't believe I'm still alive, or man, I just missed that by the skin of my teeth. Whether it be a bad car wreck or something like that, or something where you totally don't even get hurt at all. You don't even, nothing. It's just basically wipe the dust off, rub some dirt in it, whatever. And you're like, man, whoa. Kind of like what's that movie? Where they escape death.
Oh, I know.
Yep.
Hang on. It's gonna be a second.
Yep.
I'm gonna edit out this part so we don't sound so dumb.
No, leave it.
No, hold on. It's got a name.
Let's see here. I'm gonna Google.
I'm with you. It kills me, and as soon as you say it, it's gonna be like, you're dumb.
Yeah, it's like 15 of them.
Yeah, I know. um,
And then we can talk about what you search for and what I search for.
I was
to
just
find
thinking that too. I was like, what?
it. I got it.
Okay, I have it as well.
Final Destination.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah. So I searched for horror movies about death.
Movie where they escape death. That's what I went with.
I'm more of a Boleen type of guy.
Yeah.
You're more of a plain English one, aren't you?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
How did I forget the name of that?
I know, huh?
Yeah, that's sad.
Right. Well, I figured we had to talk about something similar around that death Halloween-y horror type thing. So I figured and that was probably why I was thinking about that specifically. And I've thought about it before, but I was contemplating it. Like I said, I think almost anybody over the age of freaking 10 can think about a time where,
they almost died, or so they think.
Right. Or maybe they did.
In
a alternate,
Mindscape.
That's another movie.
So you decorate for Halloween?
For Halloween?
Yeah.
Me personally, no.
Does your house get decorated for Halloween?
Well, luckily this year with all the work that's going on the first floor, I've skated by having any Halloween decorations because usually a majority of those are those effing gummy things that go on windows on the inside.
Oh yeah.
Take them off, leave this paste that no one bothers to clean off.
Yeah.
So I've escaped that, but my daughter wanted to put Halloween decorations up since September. So she has fake cobwebs and stuff in her bedroom.
Nice.
So her bedroom is a little decorated. Keegan's is not. So yeah.
So do you typically are you a decorate for holidays kind of household, or are you guys kind of just pick and choose intermittently?
I think the only holiday we really decorate for is Christmas.
Yeah.
Maybe a tiny bit for Easter, I guess. Especially Easter morning with the baskets out and stuff. But Christmas, and then my Christmas is, I don't know, it's awesome and lazy at the same time. So what I did is, I don't know, probably 5 years ago, Home Depot, Lowe's, one of those big box stores had those laser lights.
Yep.
That move around.
Yep. Stick them in the yard, point them at the house.
Right. So I got them in like February for like $3 a piece.
Nice.
So a cart full later, in a season or two later, I built a jig for my balcony up on the house, and I put 8 of those things, all about 5 degrees off from each other, facing towards the ground and the trees around the house. So at nighttime around Christmas time, pretty much all the snow has red and green little dotted lights moving around on them, and the trees around the whole house have that. So that is a majority of our exterior decorations for Christmas, which is pretty damn good considering nobody is ever going to see the Christmas decorations at my house.
That's truly, you're doing it for you and your family, because you are in the end of a road in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, that's not for anybody else to drive by.
Well, it's for the neighbors, because I'm pretty sure those lasers make it over to there too, so they probably get 1 or 2 on their lawn. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah,
neighborly.
Yeah, share and share. Like, yeah.
No, we do that. We do obviously the tree and all those types of things and whatnot. But we don't do a ton of decorating. My wife's not the Martha Stewart type, with
more Rod Stewart.
God, I hope not. I hate Rod Stewart and Phil Collins. Did you even know that?
Give me a minute. I'm proud of myself. Hold on. Oh, all right. I'm back now. Sorry.
Phil Collins and Rod Stewart. I hate them both.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's just a deep-rooted hate.
Rod Stewart, I understand. It's a lot of glam, but what did Phil Collins ever do, man?
He sang.
That
was enough.
He played drums too.
I think that was Peter Gabriel.
Pretty sure Phil Collins plays drums.
Okay. He should stick to that.
So
They
they
should
were
go back to
okay.
Genesis
Hold
and
on.
he can just play drums and
Yeah.
shut
So
the
Genesis
up.
was gonna go back on tour. What was this whole? Let me see if I can remember. Genesis was gonna go back on tour for one last run, but Phil Collins is not capable of playing.
Why?
Mm,
Oh, wait. I got this one.
okay, go ahead.
Because he's just not. That's why. Because it's Phil Collins. He's not capable of singing or playing the drums.
Oh
Because
man,
he
you're
is
harsh.
worthless.
All right, if you Wikipedia Phil Collins, first answer drummer. So yeah,
Yeah. Well, I'm a drummer too.
yeah,
Yeah. Drummer is that one instrument that everybody claims they could do without even having a drum set ever.
yeah.
Like, yeah, I can play the drums.
Cool,
Yeah. That's Phil Collins.
nice.
Right.
Well,
Peter Gabriel should take his damn sledgehammer and smack that guy.
man, I did not know you had so much pent up emotion on this topic. This is a whole new side of you, Kerm.
Well, if I was able to like pin bets, I definitely would UFC the hell out of Phil Collins and freaking Rod Stewart. They can go at it. Death match.
Okay, Phil Collins wins hands down. We can at least agree to that.
Well, he's probably a little slippier. He is a little bit more balded.
And he's shorter. Phil Collins isn't going to have the reach, but I mean, it's going to be hard getting him to the ground. Rod Stewart's lanky.
Is he lanky?
Yeah, well, he used to be lanky. I don't know what Rod Stewart's doing
They're all
nowadays.
decrepit now.
Is
man.
Rod Stewart alive nowadays?
Well, okay. So the last I heard of Rod Stewart, he was doing he's doing covers of other people's music.
Huh.
That's just wrong.
It is wrong.
Yeah. Like, what the hell are you thinking?
He is currently 76 years old.
Mm.
Yep. 5'10".
Mm.
No
Not
weight.
lanky.
Yeah.
No wait.
It doesn't
Sure
say.
he's still alive then.
Phil Collins. Okay, hold on. Now we're gonna see. We're gonna do our celebrity death match. Phil Collins.
That would be a good website. Somebody should make that website where it pulls the stats like the weight, the reach, the height, any other information about celebrities.
Yep.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
And you can pin them up kind of like CPUs on one of those CPU charts. And
Yep.
you can call it like celebrity. All right.
I
Somebody's
see-
gonna have to make that website.
Yep. It'll be like the bracket system.
Yeah.
You can virtual fight them.
All right. We could bring it to Vegas.
Get some
and
kind
we
of
could-
algorithm to determine what the most logical outcome would be.
or we could just judge. I'm happy being an algorithm.
You just want it to actually occur.
Well, I wish it could actually occur, but if I
Yeah.
can't have it actually, you know what? I'd be happy if anybody out there makes video games, I will pay money to have a Phil Collins / Rod Stewart battle match. There's an open source back on video games now. There is an open source, or fan made. Hold on. What do you call like Mortal Kombat, that type of fighting game? Just a fighting game?
Yes.
What's it called? Universal Fighting Engine. I think that might be it. UFE 3D. There's a game you can get for free that has like all the classic like Voorhees and Kruger and all those guys, and I swear it's free. I wonder if somebody could skin that with Rod Stewart and Phil Collins, because that would be worth it. So worth it.
Okay. 5'6".
Who? Collins?
Yeah, Phil Collins. All right.
So-
All right. All right. Let's go quick brackets. Okay, ready? Phil Collins, Rod Stewart. Who's got it?
I agree. Phil Collins. How old's Phil Collins?
70.
Yeah. So that's not even really.
All
What
right.
do you happen?
Yeah. Elton John, Paul McCartney.
Ooh. Why don't we just say Paul McCartney takes that one?
Paul McCartney. All right.
Yeah. He shouldn't, but I got a feeling.
Okay. How about David Bowie,
Now we're getting there.
Eric Clapton?
Terradome. Oh, there'd be some tears in heaven for Eric Clapton. Bowie would rip the floor up with him,
That's
even
true.
though he weighs like 36 pounds.
Okay. Okay. How about this one? Here we go.
Is it pre or post cocaine?
I don't think that makes a difference.
I think it does.
No, I think you power
He's
through
like
either
Wile E.
way.
Coyote. So there's a This is what I was thinking about. You got to Google this real quick. It's called Terradome.
Okay.
I don't know if it's open source or not, but I know it's free.
All right. I have one last matchup that I
Oh, okay,
okay,
yeah.
ready? And
Let's
then
go.
then I'll Terradome.
Yeah, Terradome it up.
Sting,
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jackson.
Well, the man's falling apart. Well, he was.
You could even go in their prime. I don't even care.
In their prime.
Yeah.
That one's actually a tough one.
Yeah.
That one's pretty tough. I'd still go with Sting, but only if we were bracketing it up because I'd like to see Sting Bowie.
Oh, Sting Bowie would be epic.
Sting Bowie.
I
think this could be a thing.
I think this was a thing on MTV. They made a lot of them. Celebrity Deathmatch. Yeah. There's a whole.
Yeah, well, I know you did Celebrity Deathmatch. I think they would Claymation or something like that. But I think we could bring this back. And I think it could be, I think you could either do like a free fun comparison website, especially with all the information that's floating around on the internet these days. You could just instantaneously type in somebody and go boom, boom. And then give you like give you like an idea as to what would happen. Like maybe even like a little gauge with one person on one side, one person on the other side. And,
Yep.
I think that'd be cool.
Keith Richards.
Oh, come on.
Neil Diamond.
Keith Richards would take Neil Diamond.
Cocaine or not, doesn't even matter.
Why'd you come up with that one?
I don't know. Okay. So I typoed Terradome and typed in Theradome, which is mostly laser caps, just in case you're wondering what happens if you type in
laser caps?
Theradome. The Theradome home hair growth helmet. It's the top laser hair helmet, which implies that there is a bottom laser hair helmet. So just be aware. Be aware of those subpar.
I wonder if you could hear it in the air tonight.
Probably tomorrow. Inside Terradome, an illustrated history of freak film. I feel like I don't have the right information.
Yeah. Terror Dome. Drome.
Okay. See, this is what happens.
Lecture on. Come on.
No, I'm over it. Terror Drome. The game.
Yeah.
Rise of the Boogeymen.
Okay. So I believe this is like a fan-made game where
2D fighting game.
Yeah.
In which most popular horror film characters of all time gather to take up their weapons and machetes in one of the bloodiest games.
Yeah. It's good. I have it on the arcade machine. It's kind of wonky looking. I mean, the animations aren't so great and everything like that, but yeah. But I'm wondering, I don't see if it's open source or not.
Yeah, because if you could overlay,
somebody could skin Phil Collins onto this.
Yep, that'd be good.
Like you could take let's see here, who would be a good Phil Collins? Oh, Chucky's in this, so you could
yep, that'd be a good baseline.
Yeah, Chucky's about the right height. So you could take Phil Collins as Chucky, and you could take Rod Stewart as I guess Freddy Krueger. I mean, is he that decrepit these days, or he should be if he isn't? So
Scream guy.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Okay, I want to do over.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. David Bowie.
Okay.
Trent Reznor.
Oh. Similar body types on that one.
Similar everything. Trent Reznor currently has the advantage by being alive. But if we assume it's not held today, and even prime is subjective because Bowie in his prime was much older.
Yeah, but he looked young.
Yeah. But Reznor's
he was still rocking in the 90s.
Reznor's still at it now. And the guy's a machine.
Yeah, but I think Bowie would still take it.
I do. No,
I do.
I can't get on board with this one.
That's just because you got a soft place.
I know. I like Bowie, but I think Reznor's got it.
Yeah, mine's pure thinking about it. I don't see Reznor throwing down with anybody.
Dude, Reznor is huge. I saw him.
Yeah, I just don't see it happening.
In Portland.
I see Bowie like going schizo. Like, I don't even know. Crazy eyes.
Hmm.
Man, now I'm thinking about this. They could even have their own like finishing moves. Like David Bowie could do the bow tie.
Yeah.
Like ties the guy's arms around the guy's necks.
Yeah. I see what you did.
Oh,
Yeah.
the Bowie bow tie. Oh.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, that took a side tour.
It did, but we
Yeah.
had fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta go.
Okay.
I gotta cut this. So hopefully you got enough.
I'll figure it out. You've been listening to the Syntax Podcast. Thanks for tuning in. For more information, check us out at www.syntaxpod.com. And don't forget to subscribe to the show. And as always, we appreciate a like and a share. We'll see you next time.